Dave Gilmour, everyone. I know you're all going to be going, what are you doing? Sacrilege. Let me explain myself. David Gilmour, Sir David Gilmour, is possibly one of the most biggest influences for my picking technique. Okay, again, long explanation here. You got to remember, I'm not a youngster, like I'm in my 40s. So back when I were a lad and I was learning, I'm sure I've said before in some of my other videos, I had my dad's record collection / CD collection. I'd be learning, I knew a few things, what I'd sort of figured out and what I was shown by my uncle. And it was only when I got this really good local teacher, who I'll talk about, I'll make a whole other episode about, because he really steered me in the right direction. I started learning some basics about, you know, the pentatonics, the picking, where I should be, and again, it was hard. Nothing had really clicked yet, but I was working on it, and like I've said, my ear was pretty good. But I'd listen and try and figure things out, and it was only when my dad had the Pulse CD, and again, another monster blew my mind album. I mean, I could talk about that album, live album, for hours, but I'll try and spare you. What I'm trying to explain here is I had a very basic setup, so I was quite ignorant. I didn't always understand what was going on. I just listened, try and figure out what was happening, and I didn't know what a delay pedal was. You got to remember, this was the 90s, man, long time ago, and if you wanted like some sort of digital delay, it was probably quite expensive back then. And whereas now, you know, you can get things on your phone that are like just world standard computers now. Anyway, so what I actually used to do is I'd listen to the album and The Wall especially, and I was really drawn to those tracks, like The Wall Part 1, and you've got the... So I didn't know he was just going like this. And obviously the delay would give you... So I'd sit there and try and exactly that. I'd just use my ear, listen to it, slow down and try and find those notes. And I inadvertently worked on not only picking technique, as in not just necessarily dragging the string across the pick, this is important here, is the dynamics of it, controlling your accents so you can have an accent on the down, which is, what's that? I was going to say, it's not Beyonce, it's who the band? Fleetwood Mac, one where they all swap wives and husbands, or it could be, anyway, sorry, I digress. I just love these riffs. The dragging of the pick, but the accent on the down and also on the up. Oh, I could just sit there for hours doing that. I just used to love that sound. But the fact that I'd get this repeat, and I'd kind of use my dynamics to start off harsh and then back off a little bit. Yeah, the idea. Very, very, very tricky to do. But then there was the oh god, I love that song, the first part. Daddy's flow across the ocean. trying to keep that pulse going, play the whole thing, just figure it out. Oh, what is it? One, two, three. Can't whistle. Get the idea. And I just try and play the whole thing all the way through. And it was only later on when I got in a band, and and they were older geezers, you know, because I was very young. And the guy, it was actually the bass player, was the hugest Pink Floyd fan, and he wanted to play a couple of tracks. And one of them was Run Like Hell, which I actually obviously knew from the Wall album. But like I've stated in the past, if you play with some drummers, like back then you didn't have the click track. You just had this, you know, you had to go off how the drummer was feeling. And he'd, a lot of the time, he'd either rush or he'd start getting so excited. So I used to try and preempt it, and I'd probably start quite fast, and I knew he wouldn't necessarily, it'd be kind of at his level there. So we probably butchered it and played it incredibly too fast. But it was, again, you've got to try and make it sound as massive as you can when you just got the one guitar, you know. But just for interest here, I just want to show you, the fact is, I get the sound. Rather than going like I would with the quieter one, I'd actually jump between the 5th fret of the A and the open D. And I didn't even realise, but while I was playing it and trying to go through it, I was actually practising all these different combinations, because I'd use my ear to sometimes just hit the accent like that. But then I'd vary it. So I would sometimes even play doubles on each. Or I like that one. I'm just playing, obviously, two of the same note, but two different strings, equivalent of. And as you know, it's very, very difficult. Again, the other guy I'd do that a lot with was obviously the Nuno Betancourt thing, like I showed in the last one, where he'd go. And that would really give me a lot of grounding for later on when I try and actually play the lines. So I'm used to all these different combinations of crossing strings there. Doesn't actually, I've got it to the point now. I'll go into it in such depth later on. Give me some time. But the whole thing is now, I've got it to the level I'm not necessarily worried about what stroke I'm going to cross on. I've pretty much practiced all the combinations. So you can take something as simple as that. But I'm also used to inside. All because of way back when I started, it was the Dave Gilmour kind of thing that I was trying to emulate. So technically my own ignorance actually worked in my favour. So what you're going to do now is everyone go and have a go at literally playing that one track, or just that one riff, really. And cross between the two strings. Very, very good for that machine gun right hand there. And again, the Dave Gilmour, to digress, as if anyone's still watching, but I've got to say, I've just got to. I did so many things to try and emulate the sound I heard on the CD that were quite unconventional, because again, at the time I didn't have a whammy bar. He had obviously a Fender Strat, but he'd have a bit of a give on the bridge so we could dig into it. And I didn't, so I used to just try and, you know, just emulate the same sort of sound. And one of the tracks where he had like dive bombs and stuff was called Sorrow. I'm sure you'll remember that one. Let's get a decent sound here. And you've got this. And again, I remember my teacher had actually explained what a tapped harmonic was. So I'd be trying to get the same sort of sound. And I'd have to utilise string bends. God, another great one. Oh God, it's all I can remember now. It was off the other one. Oh, what was it? Delicate Sound of Thunder. Oh, and the bass player would start it with that delay sound. The dum dum dum. But I didn't know, obviously, the delay thing. Give you that sound. And then I just remember when it comes in with that A. Because I didn't know he was using a slide either, so I just figured out all the string bending stuff. Oh God, Dave Gilmour, you cannot be easy. Absolute God. The other thing. Oh, again, I think my first lead playing was obviously this. What a track. Oh, what a sound. Remember when you were young, shone like the sun. Oh God, how cool is that? Oh no, sorry. Oh, you've all got to go and listen to that. Oh no, not Wish Me, Shine on You Crazy Diamond. And then that part. It's unbelievable. Oh, I love that so much. The other cool one as well was the breathe. I could play breathe. It was only 2 chords. It was E and A, but I could do that with the. I just didn't have the phaser pedal. That sound there. Again, I mean, is he the most iconic solos in the world? Again, I know I'm rambling. This has probably got about half an hour of me just saying how epic Dave Gilmour is. But again, everyone goes to that one. Oh no! Oh, I can't do that. Oh, Jesus. We've got... All right, I'll leave that in. Oh. See, I am human, eh? That's actually good. It leads me to a very, very important point. I mean, my God, I could literally just go... You can get away with murder and all. You know, you can just have... I've missed, a couple of notes, but no, by the time you've got... No one's even noticed that right there. But if you're going... Oh my God, that is horrendous, isn't it? But it just shows maybe less is more. Playing slower is so much harder to get the correct dynamics and stuff. So yeah, there we go. We'll leave that in. Oh God, I can't believe I'm doing that. Showing that. My goodness. The solo that really did it for me though was from a song, Young Lust. Again, looking back, I think it's the first proper solo I kind of got my fingers around, because it's a very basic pentatonic, but again, the dynamics in it. Something moved there. It's not good. The dynamics were very apparent, and he actually had some pinch harmonics in there. See, I'm speeding up and slowing down all over the place. And I got it slightly wrong, but come on, creative license and all. Like I said, make it your own. Anyway, again, I'll ramble on forever about Dave Gilmour. The point being, it doesn't seem that apparent, because I realise most of what I'm doing right now is shredding all over the place and all that just to get attention, basically, isn't it? It's because it's impressive looking. But the fact of the matter is, it is that kind of thing. So much more difficult than... From a certain point of view. Anyway. Thank you very much. Dave Gilmour, ladies and gentlemen. You have to all go and have a go now at trying to incorporate some different techniques and dynamics to just, again, songs you love. It's what I do all the time. I'm going to show soon, hopefully, like my journey back to technique, which is still a little rusty here and there, but the whole point of applying what you're doing. So rather than sitting with a metronome, I don't own one. I've never really had a metronome. I'd always either play along with records or just have a steady pulse in my head and work on it that way and make things a lot more musical than, again, kind of just going. There is a place for that though. It's just it's rare you put it in a musical context, but sometimes you do. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, and see you next week. Dave Gilmour, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and all that, and being very patient. Because God, I can ramble, can't I? See you later.